Boys and girls, chess players, what you are seeing there is a killer king. I ended a game with checkmate using a king. Now, most of you are wondering that's illegal. The king can't deliver a checkmate. How is that possible? Well, my fellow dumb minds, let me move from my sprucey collection of awards. As you can see, I won third place in one of the tournaments. Not to brag. I am in the Legend League, Killer King, Daily. My daily reached 1-7, Champions League, and Contender. Front page, and some of this trash, as you can see. Killer Knight, Killer Bishop, Killer Pawn. I collected almost everything except for Killer King, and I have done it today. Killer Rook, Killer Queen. I have all of them. Now it's time to see the big match. How did I kill somebody with a king? Let us go, let us go, let us go, let us go. 1051, that is my elo for today. And this is how it ended. Killer King. Killer King. Okay. So I'm a London player. I play London, so that is d4. And then he plays the worst gambit in the world. Don't play the England gambit, guys. It is the worst. You get into positions that you hate. So I take the pawn. Then he attacks it with his queen. I defend it with my knight. He brings his knight out, attacking my pawn. I protect my pawn even more with my bishop, fully knowing that he's going to double attack. He's going to attack my bishop while checking me. That is the aim of the gambit. So he checks, attacking my bishop. I block the check with the same bishop he was attacking, and now I'm attacking the queen. And now he takes the pawn. And then Dao people would attack the queen with the bishop, saying, "Oh, bro can take the rook and he's boxed in." Bro can bring out his other bishop to pin your bishop, and you would get mated in a few moves. That is a story for another day. So I did it the right way. I brought out the knight. He brought in his knight. I protected the pawn that he was attacking with his knight and queen, and then he pushed the pawn. And I'm like, oh, let me attack the queen. He can take neither pawns. He can't take any of the pawns. If he takes his pawn with the pawn with the queen, my knights will deal with him. So he runs his queen, and then I attack his queen while threatening to fork his king and rook. That is the downside of this. That's why I say don't play this gambit, guys. If you don't know how to play it, you're not grandmaster, don't play this gambit. And then he protects the mating square, and then I take the pawn, attacking the queen. So now, the queen can't take. The pawn is the one to take, so the pawn takes. And then I bring out my queen. That is to defend from the discovered attack when he pushes the pawn. And then now I check him, because I have nothing to do. If I've checked him. If the bishop takes, my pawn can take, and it will become a thorn. The king is practically boxed in. The pawn will escape the dark, or will close the escape squares. And then he decides to walk it out. I'm like, okay, my lucky day. Check. Simultaneously protecting the knight. He moves in front. I push the pawn. He takes the pawn. I check him, forking the rook and the king. What I was supposed to do was take the pawn that is defending the knight, so that if I take the rook, he takes the knight. But no, he did something stupid because he doesn't know the gambit. I just take the rook, pushes on the pawn, trying to force something, and then I check him. He moves away. I move my bishop, and then he checks me. Discovered attack. This is why it's getting good. I move away. He takes the pawn. I leave it there and check. If the queen takes, I can take back with a check, then defend the pawn later, or he can't take the knight because the bishop is protecting it. That was the main aim of putting my knight there. So he moves away. I protect the square I protect the promotion square. And then the wrong mistake was letting the pawn hang. Once you move the bishop, that pawn dies. Check. He blocks. I take it with my knight. He takes back. I check him with my bishop. And suddenly it has gotten very bad. I check him with my knight. He runs forward. I just continue checking him. I bring in my rook. He moves. I check until he reaches my borders. Just keep checking him until he reaches underground. He comes there, and then I check him with my rook. And this is where insanity hit me. I was like, the only move is to go down. check him with my queen. When he goes down, his queen can take back and I can take back and my king can move, and it is killer king. Ladies and gentlemen, my precision has gotten better. One simple reason: practice makes the perfect person. Just practice and you'll be perfecto. So he moves down. I bring my queen there. His queen takes. My king takes. He promotes. Oh no, that was the wrong move. Cause checkmate. You're wondering, why can't he just take the pawn? He can't take the pawn because the bishop is protecting it. And his queen is rendered useless. Can you imagine? The queen rendered useless. He's even up 3 points in material, and I delivered a killer king. Bro got slaughtered by a king. And ladies and gentlemen, this was how I slaughtered the guy with the king. If you ever did this, please leave it in the comment section, and always play the good chess. Yeah. So now I would like to walk you through I can mention the openings that you can play. For a beginner, I think London is solid. That's my opinion. If you don't like it, well, you have no geese. And then Italian is very solid, but you need to know your way through the Italian. You need to know your way through the Italian. How do you know your way through the Italian? Let's go to the analysis bar. That's how a 1028 got slaughtered. That is how a 1028 got slaughtered. And ladies and gentlemen, this feeling is amazing because I am just from bragging about it in my chess group, and I decided, okay, let's since my friends on WhatsApp know about this, let me just trouble the YouTube people, the YouTube kids, trouble them with my nonsense, and this is how it ended. Someone, bro, just moved and it was mate. The last piece to move was the king, and somehow it's checkmate. His king is immobilized. My king blocks the escape square. He can't move. Oh no, checkmate. That is the end. Potato, potato. And this was just bad, man. Like the worst kind of bad. Okay, so now, Italian. Let's talk about the Italian. I got so focused on bragging that I forgot about the Italian. Italian, Italian, Italian. Okay. So now let us go to the analysis more, and then I go to the analysis. Analysis. No, analysis. Now Italian goes e4, e5, king's pawn, and then knight there. That is the king's pawn, king's knights, whatever, I don't give a damn. Anyway, he's going to go for the protection. He's going to protect. And now, what you do in the Italian when you're playing white is to get your bishop out first. And suddenly the name has changed to Italian game, as you can see, because I moved my bishop. And now, if you play knight here, you play 2 knights defense, and then I'll simply just go in for the fried liver. Notice that before this, I wouldn't go in for the fried liver. Now, if you are an advanced player, you will learn of the Traxler's defense, but it is very hard to master. And here a lot of players lose it. They don't know what to do. A lot of beginners lose it. So the better way is to not bring your knight out first, but bring your bishop out first when you are playing Italian. And as you can see, it's Gaucho Italian. It's the piano. I very much enjoy the piano Italian. And then I'll simply just move my knight out. Then you also move your knight out this time. And then I could castle, you could also castle, and the game goes on. So I have given you on how to play with both black and white. With black, when white starts with his white bishop out after he brings out his knight and pawn, don't bring your other knight out first, bring the bishop out first. That is the tip. If you don't want to lose. That is the tip. Now, if he, like, the next move, what I like to play is this. So who is it to move? It's me to move. I like to free my bishop. Now my bishop is out to scope, and always focus on the pins. Like beginners go crazy when you pin them. Yeah. So he also copies the same move. Then I pin it. And if you don't push me away, I'll just bring in this piece. Like for example, okay? For example, you just place a passive move like this. Then now I have the advantage that is to just jump in. And as you can see, the knight is double attacked. It cannot take my knight because the queen is behind the knight and the bishop shall take it, as you can see. Then, okay, so he comes to attack my knight, for example, which is the worst move, very worst. I'll simply just take the knight. And you can't take back with the queen, you have to take back with the pawn, and suddenly your king side is open. I can even retreat my bishop, but your king side is open, my queen can easily attack. And this is the power of pins. And as you can see, white is up 1.76. That's like the value of a pawn. And I don't know. So you are up a pawn, but you're not actually up a pawn. That's how it is in this game. So my bishop would like to go there, poke it. And now suddenly the rook has to move. I bring in my knight. Notice that the king cannot go anywhere except the corner. He's boxed in. This is the power of a pin. And now I'm releasing my queen to just go in and start destroying stuff. So he decides to take. And this is just losing, as you can see, because I can't even take the bishop. Just go for the check. He goes there. GG. Checkmate. That is the power of a pin. So, my dear beginners, please do not play complicated stuff because you saw an advanced YouTuber playing it. Please. You are going to lose elo. That's why you complain in their comment sections. I read the comments. Thank you, Gotham Chess, for giving us this opening. I lost 300 elo. Yeah, I saw that. And then play the simple stuff. Do not go for the hard stuff yet. Once you cross 1200, that's when you can start experimenting with stuff. Because then you have gone through a lot. You have experience. It's like a game. It's like a console game. You have experience points, meaning you can attack better. You can kill the final boss or something. But you can't kill Magnus. We all know that. You can't cook him at chess. And that is the end. So what is White's better move in here? Let's say he didn't take the bishop. That means his better move is to run his bishop, because that bishop is the one that controls the queen from going in. Let's say it moved away, then my queen can go in there. So his bishop is the one that controls that square. So let it move back so that it sustains control of the square. But still, this is bad and I'm up. And how do I do this exactly? Ooh. I've got something very nasty right there. The computer doesn't like it that much because I am not a computer. Now, as you can see, the bishop is blocked. And if he takes it, I can take back. And then I check it out, as you can see. Because this is just bad, man. This is very bad. The type of bad I can't understand. Yeah, so if I take the pawn, now what is the best defense? He has to prevent me from going to that square. How can he do it? It's for other beginners, it's very hard to think of a solution here. Very hard. Okay. This is bad. So you can't do that. What is the queen left with? If it goes there, that is also bad. That is the end. That is bad. Very bad. Very, very bad. So I think the game is practically over here. The computer finds a ridiculous defense that no one will. So yeah. So we expect your opponents to play something dumb like this. And then you just go in with a check. And son, that is the end. That is the that is the end. GG. That is how you play the Italian. Depend on pins, attacks, and everything. That is how you play the Italian. Now, okay, um, practice versus a computer. Okay, let's practice versus a computer and see how it goes. Where's the computer? Bro, I don't even know how to do this. Okay. Ooh. Engine lines. Okay. practice versus computer. Where is the computer? Okay, so it's at beginner at level 1, so I simply start with the Italian. Let's see if it will play Italian as well. And I show you what a level 1 computer is good at. It doesn't play Italian, so I guess let's just resign and give it the victory, because the computer wins. Let's make it happy for once in its lifetime. So tomorrow or later today, I will send a video on the games demonstrating the Italian opening and the pins and all the situations that happen. But from now, it's tata. Goodbye, guys.